So I was asking about DeVante Parker and the challenges of guarding him.
I think they got a lot of great receivers. And they got a veteran quarterback. You know, they got a good offense. So I'm looking forward to covering all those guys.
Next question, Mark Daniels, followed by Mike Giardi.
Hey, Steph, hope all is well. Last year, we all know you were outstanding. You won the Defensive Player of the Year, Pro Bowl, etc. Probably the one guy who did give you some problems was Parker, and I know you remember that. You're a competitor. When a game like that happens, and then you come up to the next season, is that something you sort of circle? Do you look forward to just going up against him again, just based off of what happened in that one matchup?
The good thing about football, every year starts over. So, you got a chance to prove yourself every year, and this is the first game that you got an opportunity to go out there and prove yourself. And I take that mindset each and every week, no matter what happened last year or the year before. I try to prove myself each and every week and in every game. So I'm looking forward to it.
And just a follow-up, and obviously this year is a lot different for a lot of reasons. No preseason games, and now we head into a matchup where there will be no fans in the stadium. Just how unusual do you think this will be, and just sort of how strange has this all been?
It's just one thing we have to deal with. One thing we have our teammates. We have to bring our own energy. We have to trust each other, and the competitiveness in us. This is going to be great. So. Anything in between those lines, I think we're going to compete and we're going to go hard for each other and make the best man win.
Thank you.
Real quickly, Jonathan Jones and Justin Bethel are both starting in their other rooms. Next question, Mike Giardi, and I'd encourage anyone else to raise a hand if you have a question.
Steph, good to see you again. I was just curious, Fitzpatrick's been in the league forever, started all kinds of different games in all kinds of different places. What's sort of the biggest challenges when you face a guy like him with all that experience?
I think he's a smart guy. He's seen a lot of football. He's been, like you said, he's been in the league for a long time. And, he's a gunslinger. He's going to throw it no matter if, someone's open, no matter if they're not open, you're going to give his guys a chance to make a play on the ball. So, he's been in the league for a long time for a reason. He made a lot of good plays. And, I'm looking forward to the matchup.
If I can follow that up, do you like playing against guys that you would call a gunslinger? Because as you said, even if his guy's covered, he's going to put the ball up there, which I would assume gives you an opportunity as well.
Yeah, for sure. That's the confidence you have in your teammates. You believe in each other, and he's a great quarterback. He's made a lot of great throws in this league, and he's been a lot of places, but he's consistently made plays. So, it gives his players opportunity and give us opportunity. So, like I said, at the end of the day, it goes down to who make the most plays.
Next question, Evan Lazar, and I would encourage anyone else to raise a hand if they have a question.
Hey, Steph, I just wanted to ask you about the game last year in Week 17, and just did you guys feel like their coaching staff and their familiarity with your defense played a big factor in how they were able to attack you guys? And if so, or if not even, what can you do to kind of mitigate, the fact that Brian Flores is over there and a bunch of other guys are over there that kind of know your tendencies and know who you guys are?
Yeah, I think those guys know us. We know those guys, but, it's a new year. It's a new challenge. And like I said, you turn that page. But they know us, we know them. But, once you get in between those lines, it's all about competing, giving your all for your teammates and, going out there and trying to make plays for your teammates. No matter what happened in the past, you have to prove yourself this year.
Do you stay within what you normally would do, or do you kind of throw something at them that they're not expecting every once in a while just because of that familiarity?
I think you should just, go out and, trust your teammates, play hard, focus on your individual technique and trust where your help is and, go out there and just play hard, not too much, put too much thinking in it and trust yourself, believe in yourself and, let the chips fall where they go.
Thanks, Steph.
Next question, Karen Gregian, followed by Alex Barth.
Hi, Stephon. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks. Kind of getting back to questions that you've sort of already been asked. You were talking about, everything starting over and getting a chance to prove yourself. That particular game last year was kind of a critical game that you lost. Is that still in your mind, or is that completely out of your mind at this point when you face this team in a new year?
You have to watch the film. They obviously they watching the films. And they got us last year. But you also studying those plays and focusing on yourself, and you also turning the page also because it's a new year, and like I said before, you have to prove yourself. And go from there. You can't really dwell on the past. You have to go out there and focus again. That's the thing about playing, especially in my position. You have to go out there and turn the page each and every week and focus on the next game. And it's a new year, so I'm looking forward to it.
Just a quick follow. Have you seen from what you've watched, the film you've watched of them, are they much different than the team you played the last time in December?
I think they're different. They got different receivers. They have different running backs. They still have a good tight end. Fitzpatrick's still back there. They're a little different, but like I said, it's the first game with no preseason games, no nothing. You kind of have to go out there and focus on your technique and believe in your fundamentals and make plays for your teammates.
Thank you.
Our next question, Alex Barth, followed by Megan O'Brien.
Hey, Steph. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. There's so much turnover in the league, but you have the same group back from last year, that core four of you, Jason, JC, and John. You guys have been together. This is your third year now all together. What does that do for you guys, especially in a year where there hasn't been as much time to prep? And have you ever had anything else like this in your career, just a constant run of personnel within the room?
I haven't. We know each other. We've been playing each other for a while, and we also got new guys coming in. That's coming in and asking questions, and not taking a step back. We used to each other. We got a lot of veterans in the room that we play off each other, and that's one thing about us. We've been playing with each other for a while, so we kind of know what each other like and know the communication. So, but at the end of the day, it's a new year. Like I said before, we have to prove ourselves, and Miami is in our way, and we have to go out there and try to do it against them.
Next question, Megan O'Brien, followed by Mike Giardi.
Hi, Stephon. Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So you mentioned the changes with Miami, and one of those is Gailey, a guy that you're familiar with from your time in Buffalo. What characterizes a Gailey offense?
I think he's a great offensive coordinator. He was the head coach when I was in Buffalo, and he always gave us big challenges each and every week in practice. And he haven't been coaching for a while, but he always was a great offensive coordinator that put his players in a position to make plays. So it's going to be a big challenge for us. Like I said, we just got to depend on our fundamentals and trusting each other, and going out there and playing hard for 60 minutes.
And just if I could follow up quickly, your first game of the regular season, is there a lot of unknowns just because you don't know what a team can throw at you versus week 2 you then have to adjust because everyone's put out what they have on tape?
Yeah, it's a lot of unknowns, but you kind of try to study the personnel, study those guys, see what they do well and don't do well, and and go from there. But we don't have a lot to go by, and that's where you lean on your practice habits, your technique, and finishing on the ball, and having good eye control, little things like that to try to put you in the best position to make plays.
Two final questions. We'll go Mike Giardi and Steve Sanchez. Go ahead, Mike.
I wanted to go back, Stephon, to what Megan was just asking you about with regards to Gailey. I'm curious. Do you go back and look at Chan Gailey when he was OC with the Jets, because that was his most recent OC gig, to kind of get a feel? I know the league continues to evolve, but that's sort of the last tape that anybody has on his offense.
Yeah, for sure. You go back and try to study, what he's done. But like I said before, it's a lot of unknown. It's kind of just going in, trusting each other, trusting your teammates. That's one thing you have to depend on: trusting your teammates, trusting where they're going to be, and trusting yourself. And you don't want to overthink it. You want to go out there and play freely, and let the plays come to you, and be ready for the plays that come to you.
And I know Bill always talks about preparing for everybody that's on the roster. Tua is the number 2 quarterback. How do you prepare for Tua, knowing that there's been no preseason snaps, no preseason games, and the last time you saw him, I guess he was playing Mississippi or Mississippi State?
Yeah, it's he's a young quarterback that's coming to the league hungry. If we get him, we have to adjust on the run and see what he does well. But like I said, trust each other and adjust. Coach is going to put us in the best position to make plays. I think if we do that, I think we'll be all right. We can't overthink it, like I said before. And whoever's out there, we have to adjust on the run.
Final question will be Steve Sanchez.
Hey, Stacy. Hey, Steph. Just curious, strange scenario, it was mentioned earlier. Feels like a scrimmage game, but a little bit more meaning, no people in the stands and everything else. I'm just curious, do you feel like the execution will be the big focal point for your football team as well as Miami?
You mean with no fans in the stand?
Yeah, execution part of it.
I think it really, it goes down to that each and every week, executing your plays. No matter what coach call, play towards your strengths. And when your plays come to you, you have to execute those plays to be great in each and every play to win a football game. So that's what it comes down to.
Thank you, Steph.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Steph.
Appreciate it.